You know, the cool thing was Gambhir by name, but not Gambhir by nature after the auction they had because Gautam Gambhir had a smile on his face with good reason. Two new teams in this IPL 2022, the Lucknow Super Giants and the Gujarat Titans. I think we know which one had a better auction, but ahead of this tournament, the SNS show is back. Shivaan and Suhail are here. Let's talk about the Lucknow Super Giants, Shivaan. And let's start with the strengths, because for me, this team could just be called the utility squad. The all-rounders are packed in there.
Definitely, look at they've got excess of all-rounders. Other teams need all-rounders. They're like the Chennai of last year. You've got Huda, Stoinis, Holder, Krunal. I mean, the bowling options KL Rahul has is immense. Like, I'm really liking the middle order.
It's a good time actually for the loan process to come into the IPL. If you need an all-rounder, head towards Gautam Gambhir and say, Gautam, please, you've got about 10 of them. Just hand me one.
I don't think they're going to give anyone.
No, they're not.
I mean, Gujarat Titans might need some, but...
And actually, you think about the bench strength as well, right? They've got a Shahbaz Nadeem, they've got a K. Gautam, again, more all-rounders in the mix. You've got a Kyle Mayers, who's actually a small, underrated pick at 50 lakhs as well.
Gautam at 90 lakhs is a steal.
Absolute steal.
Even their openers, I mean, Rahul and De Kock, who's probably the best opening combination. Maybe Shah and Warner's one of them, but like they really complement each other. Left hand, right hand. De Kock can go bang from the top, and Rahul, we don't know if the Punjab Rahul is there or the India Rahul. It depends which Rahul is coming, but if he can go bang now, like how he did at the back end of last season, it's going to be like curtains for the rest of the IPL, because I see very little weaknesses in this squad.
Yeah, it's funny, you look at a team like the Lucknow Super Giants, also off the field, right? You've got a Gautam Gambhir who's won titles.
Andy Flower
who's won T10 and T20 titles,
he's
right?
a T20 like genius.
He is, exactly. So you suddenly got this mastermind set up behind, and we sort of saw that at the auction table as well. So we know coming in, and if you look at sort of the other strengths, as you said, the batting at the top, right? You've got Quinton and KL.
Yeah.
You've got Manish Pandey, who I think has a point to prove, right? He's not at his best.
Yeah.
You've got Krunal Pandya, who's not at his best. But they've got a point to prove, and therefore that could be tight. Stoinis, I think, now fits in even better. We wondered why they went for Stoinis.
Yeah.
But now when you see the team shape up, you've got KL, Quinton, Manish, Stoinis. That looks like a seriously good top four
and
as well.
And then Jason Holder, forgetting one of the buys of the option for me. I mean, he gives you 4 overs. He can bat in that 7-16. He can smack spin. He can smack pace as well. And he's an excellent fielder at long on, long off. Like, watch out for...
and he gives you leadership options.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And I think when I see the price tag now of like 8.75 crores, you think Rahul Tewatia went for 9. Jason Holder, you're a steal at 8.75, man. So let's just look at a couple of weaknesses, maybe, Shah?
Weaknesses, I'm looking at the death overs bowling, maybe. Like Avesh Khan, he did really well last year. How sustainable is that? Jason Holder went for like 28 runs against England in 1 over. So, and also left-handers in the middle order. So if the Cock gets out early, they don't have a left-hander to Krunal Pandya at 7.
So I was just wondering, right? Because you've got someone like Evan Lewis sitting out. Do you then think about playing Evan Lewis? That could be an option to try and negate that.
Your balance of squad.
Exactly,
so
that's the problem.
I'm just thinking of a Gujarat Titans maybe, or any team who have a leg spinner, they can really target, because Rahul struggles against spin early on. So they can target leg spin early on. Manish Pandey, Stoinis, Deepak Huda, they aren't great players of away spin.
And I think the key here also is when you look at this fast bowling ranks, right? You've got Mark Wood, who may not be available for the entirety of it. And injury issues. You've got Dushmanthar Chameera, who we said good pick, but he got battered by India recently as well.
And he's going to be away for a couple of months.
Exactly. So suddenly now, it's just the fast bowling stocks that start to become questionable, because you've got Avesh Khan, you've got Ankit Rajput, again, not the best in terms of consistency as well. So suddenly that's perhaps the only real question mark area. So let's just take a look at the playing 11 maybe, because as we said, there's not really any gaps in this side. So let's talk about where we agree first up, right? Top of the order, KL, Quinton, Manish. I've got Stoinis at 4.
I've got Huda at 4. I think he's a better player of spin, and he wants Stoinis coming at the death against those pace bowlers.
Fair. I think they're going to float with those two anyway.
Flexible.
Exactly. So Stoinis, Huda, Holder, Krunal. Then again, I think whether you want a left-arm spinner in there, you've got Shahbaz Nadeem, you've got the option of Christopher Gautam as well.
But you have Krunal Pandya to give you a left-arm spin, so then you can use a Gautam. And then if you've got Bishnoi as well, you've got 3 different types of spinners.
Correct.
So it complements really well.
So let's say Gautam / Shahbaz, you've got Avesh, Dushmanthar Chameera, Bishnoi. We're agreeing.
Yeah, it's an excellent.
This is the first.
It's an excellent playing 11. I'm looking at it. For my power rankings, probably the strongest team In the tournament, they're number 1 for me.
Wow.
As of now, we don't know what availability will happen. We don't know form.
Yeah.
But on paper, the strongest 11 for me so far.
For me, they are actually number 2 in my power rankings as well. But Shivaan, I actually think this is one of the most exciting sides, complemented by the fact that you've got Andy Flower and Gautam Gambhir there. I just think the Lucknow Super Giants, in their first season, could be title contenders.
Exactly, and man, first season it's so hard to build a side. We see how Gujarat struggled. So kudos to Lucknow. I think it's an excellent side and definitely watch out for them.
They paid big bucks to get a side in the IPL in 2022. It could be well worth it. Lucknow Super Giants, you've got the double thumbs up from us. This could be the side to watch ahead of this IPL.